everybody, welcome back to another episode of Small Business 101 here on Arbeit U.
Why do you just get louder and louder each time you do that? Hey everybody!
Guys,
we got a great episode. It's our probably second best episode we ever did because we did one other episode on sales, so this will be the second best one on sales as well.
Yeah.
And the importance of sales, right? But now we're going to dive a little deeper and take it to objection handling, right?
Did you catch that, Joe? His head just grew half an inch.
That's physically not possible. Just explode, I think, at this point.
Yeah.
So anyway, we are objection handling. So I think anyone who is a salesperson will obviously tell you at some point you're going to get an objection, right? So there's going to be a series of ones that you get, and a great salesperson knows how to overcome them.
What is an objection?
An objection, so that's an excellent question, Alex. So an objection is a reason not to do something, and you're going to find that there's probably like only 3 real main objections. Mm-hmm. But you know, you're always going to hear like kind of like standard ones, but it's really a reason not to do something. So I don't want to move forward at this time because.
Why do most objections come up?
It depends on the specific objection, right? So there's like sometimes the objection will come up because the person you're meeting with is not the decision maker, right? So instead of saying I don't have the power to make this decision, they're going to tell you that's too expensive, right? So what really you need to do is get to like the root of that objection. So that's kind of why objection handling is so important, because you just knock it down and move on to the next one.
Right. Okay, so what a common objection here. So if somebody is pricing, you just brought it up.
Pricing, yeah. So pricing's my favorite one. So
this is I'm trying to sell you this for $1,000.
Yeah, I mean, so that's the thing, right? Like that's a crazy thing. Like no one's buying a bottle of water for $1,000 unless you know it's got some magic.
So sometimes objections can be justified.
No, yeah, I mean, if you find a company out there selling a $1,000 bottle of water, you let me know. But in a sense, that is the objection, right? Like if someone says to you, like, you know, we hear it all the time, right? Like, you know, that's too expensive, that's too much money. That's kind of what we get a lot. And with any objection, the first thing we always do is agree, right? So if someone says, hey, $7,000 a month is a lot of money. Yep, I completely understand. I knew that was a lot of money before you told me that. Here's the thing, when was the last time you spent $7,000 a month on anything? And then they're going to say, oh, I spent $7,000 a month on a TV ad or something like that. And then the response,
TV?
I just made that up, okay?
Oh.
I mean, a TV ad, like running a
TV, better do some good stuff.
Running a TV commercial, so
okay,
marketing budget, right?
Right.
So I spent $7,000, you know, advertising, and then the response is, well, how many deals did that get you, right? Whereas we say, listen, you're spending $7,000 a month with us. We're going to get your collectors making 250 calls an hour. We're going to cut down your TCPA compliance. So really the objection isn't the price, it's the value, right?
So simply put, the problem when somebody argues price is they just don't understand the value.
Yeah, like we always say, like the other thing we always say is, listen, I understand that completely. You know, I have a Schwinn bicycle in my garage. Would you pay me $7,000 for it? No. Probably not. But are you going to pay me $7,000 for a brand new Ferrari?
Right.
Yeah, so it's not about the dollar amount, it's about the value behind that.
Exactly.
So that means that the salesperson needs to do a better job of selling that value.
Yeah, that's probably where most objections come up in the first place, is because the salesperson didn't demonstrate something.
The value.
Whether it's value or another thing.
Like we were on a call today, and we were asking for, it's going to be about a $5,000 a month, right, is what they're going to pay. And from where they were to where they're going to be, they didn't blink at the price. Right? Like they were like, fine, like that's perfect because I can see the ROI there.
Of course. Facebook's marketing budget's probably billions of dollars. Yeah. They're not, you know, so it's all relative. But yeah, it's like the same thing, like with a timing objection, same thing. Again, the salesperson might have just not done a great enough job explaining how implementation works and how it's so easy to get, you know, set up, blah, 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 blah. So
they're going to watch this now and then have an objection on the pricing.
Yeah.
Go on.
Okay, so timing is an objection. I mean, okay, I'm just not interested. I don't want your.
Oh my God, that's our favorite one. I'm not interested. I mean, any salesperson calling the floor right now is not interested. First thing you do, always agree. No, I completely understand. The truth is, if you were interested, you would have called me, right? My phone's not ringing. So what I'm trying to do today is see what information I need to get to you so that I can make you interested. So and then you dive into what's your biggest problem you're having right now.
Now this is under the understanding though that this is like an obvious, you're not trying to sell ice to an Eskimo.
Correct. Let's just set that basis that everyone we're selling to they have a value, they need the product we're selling.
Right.
Because we wouldn't sell to someone who doesn't.
Exactly. So if they're not right. So if they're not interested, go ahead, keep going.
Yeah. So what information do I need to get to you to make you interested, right? So what's the biggest problem you're having right now with competitor X that if I could solve, you'd give me 5 minutes of your time to take this seriously, right?
Yeah.
You could take 5 minutes out of your day If I could take you from making, once again, 50 calls an hour to 150 calls an hour, would you not take 10 minutes out of your day to see this?
Right. It's like they're happy with 50 because they think that's a lot, but they're just not sure.
Yeah, really, it's just expanding
You
that.
didn't know I could make 150. I didn't
Correct.
think that was possible.
Correct.
It's like when the horse and buggy car
Yeah,
analogy.
exactly, right? Everyone was happy with a horse and buggy until a car came along.
Right.
But I didn't see you galloping into work today.
Papa Joe might. All right, one more objection here.
Hopefully I know it. Watch me not know this one.
I was the decision maker was abducted by aliens.
Yeah, of course.
How do you handle that?
That's a great question. I knew he was, I have no clue how I would handle that. Listen, I got the contact solution that will get those aliens on the phone and get your decision.
All right.
Oh, you really want to do a real one?
Sure. Happy with the way things are. It's not broke, don't fix it.
That's literally what we just said, right? Like, yeah, of course, I understand. Every customer we've ever switched over was happy with what they're currently doing.
Right, but it's not the same exact thing. I'm just happy with the way things are. Like, I'm comfortable making the profits we're making and everything like that. Not necessarily.
So, obviously, the one thing you never want to do is grow complacent, right? You're either growing or you're dying.
Right.
So you might be happy with where you are right now, but I can show you how we can take you from X to Y, right? So whether that's, it could be different things for different people. It could be reduction in TCPA lawsuits. It could be increase in calls made. It could be anything. But we're going to show you how to get there, and then there's a direct ROI with that. So if you go from making $2,000 a month to $5,000 a month, you would still be happy, even happier.
Good point. I'm sold.
Oh, that was easy enough.
Easy.
Anything else?
I don't want to end the episode.
No? You want to keep
That's
hanging
my
on?
objection.
Listen, I'm more than happy to end this because I'm done. So listen, the truth behind these are like these are objections that work for us. They're a little brash. They're a little out there.
I mean, they change on the fly.
Yeah,
There's not a one size fits all objection because it all depends. Like if you're trying to sell this for $1,000, your objections are going to be way different than it's just you're going to have to approach them in a different way.
Yeah,
It's
and
all relative.
you got to find your own thing.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You need to find out what makes you what works best for you, and then do that.
But at the end of the day, if you can demonstrate the value behind your product, that makes 99% of these.
Yeah, because the real objection is you don't believe it's going to do what I'm telling you it's going to do.
Exactly, and that's a common thing.
That is the number one objection.
Salespeople, there's a stigma that they're liars.
Yeah, so there's a notion out there that there's objections. So now we're going to go off the rails. There's objections and complaints, right?
Mm-hmm.
And everything we just listed is a complaint, and then a real objection is I don't believe you. Right? I don't think you're doing what you're saying you can do. I don't believe the product.
Yeah.
Those are really the only ones you're ever going to run into.
Right.
So all the other things, all the other complaints, the pricing, the timing, the I'm under contract with somebody else, all of those are just false.
And how we get them to believe you, we'll touch that on another episode.
Will we?
I think so.
Better figure it out by then.
All right.
Let us know what you do, and as always, see you next week.
See ya.